from NAFSA 2018. This is NAFSA Worldview with Doris Gray. I'm Lenitra Berger, Director of Fellowships in the Honors College at George Mason University. Dr. Doris Gray is Director of the Hillary Clinton Center for Women's Empowerment at El Ahwain University in Morocco. She is also an Associate Professor in the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at El Ahwain University and the author of Women and Social Change in North Africa, What Counts as Revolutionary, and Beyond Feminism and Islamism, Gender and Equality in North Africa. It's a pleasure to speak with you this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
So you are going to be the keynote speaker for the 2018 Symposium on Leadership. And this year's symposium theme is Value versus Values, Defending International Education in a Complex World. What does that theme mean to you in regards to today's higher education landscape?
Well, first of all, I don't think we need to defend something that is self-evident. I think we need to be more bold and courageous in advocating for the vision and the value of global education.
Wonderful. And so your keynote address is titled, Whose World Is It Anyway? Chasing the Goals of Global Education. What do you see as the goals of global education today, considering so many parts of the world, including the United States, are experiencing cultural and political divisions like never before?
Well, I think the divisions are not new. Divisions have occurred in the 1960s, in the 70s. It's not necessarily a new phenomenon. What I think needs to happen is that we look at the value of global education differently and not trying to measure the impact in dollars and cents and numbers, but to measure the impact in changing relationships amongst human beings. And that is the seed for transformation or the seed of social change, if human beings begin to relate to each other in different ways.
I absolutely agree with you. So what kinds of practical ways can international educators in all areas of the field defend the benefits and values of international education on their campuses and in their communities?
Diversity benefits is not a new concept. When you bring women into the fold, when you bring minorities into the boardroom, you have a larger pool of resources, and so you come up with better answers. So that is pretty much a no-brainer that inclusion leads to greater results. And we can't just have domestic inclusion, we have to have inclusion on the global stage. And the more diversity we bring to the table, the better the results will be.
Wonderful. Can you talk about your role with the Hillary Clinton Center for Women's Empowerment and some of the work that you do there?
So our center has primarily two goals. One is the academic, which is fostering research on contemporary gender and women's rights issues in North Africa. We organize conferences, we support research, we teach gender-related classes, etc. And then the other component is grassroots outreach. Our university is located in one of the poorest parts of Morocco, where illiteracy amongst women is 68%. So we have programs to empower rural, semi-literate women through some of the work we do.
So your current work at the center focuses on gender and women's rights, as you just mentioned, in North Africa. What progress has been made in this regard, and what more needs to be done?
Well, first I would like to say with recent developments in the United States and much of the Western world, I don't think the Western world can claim to be at the forefront of women's rights anymore. So I think that it's been very equalizing, this movement. In Morocco, nobody would pretend that there is anything like gender equality. Everybody is very honest and knows there is a problem with women's rights. So a number of steps have been taken by the government. There has been legal reform, family law reform over 10 years ago, and most recently, a violence against women law was introduced. So there is progress with regards to laws, but what is still lacking is the implementation of the laws and an awareness that gender equality is a common good.
NAFSA 2018 is a global conference of international educators from over 100 countries. What role does international education have in addressing and finding potential solutions to many of the global conflicts we see in the world today?
I think the solutions are not new. We know what needs to happen. And as I said earlier, what needs to happen is a changing or a transformation in the relationship of people with each other and in the relationship of people towards their governments or those in power. And global education needs to foster these changing relationships that are the basis for larger social changes.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience today?
I think as educators, we need to be at the forefront of education and not respond to current trends. So our vision needs to be defended or upheld with boldness and courage. And we need to have the vision that sets the standards rather than responding to current political or otherwise social developments.
Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Okay, thank you.